Hello, people. My name is David So, and I am the host of the Genius Brain Podcast. I am a stand-up comic turned YouTuber, actor, host, and now entrepreneur. I own a matcha store, and I also own a clothing brand. Yes, I do it all. I know it sounds like bullshit, but I'm the type of dude that does whatever his heart desires, and that's why I am the product of this said garbage lifestyle. If you're looking for a podcast that is absolutely about everything and nothing at the same time, you tapped into the right place. Current topics, stupid life stories, and completely unfiltered bullshit from a former youth pastor. Did I mention I was a youth pastor as well? Yes, you can catch Genius Brain on all audio platforms and YouTube. All you have to do is look up Genius Brain, one word, Genius Brain, and me and a bunch of my friends will keep you company on your commute to work, or, you know, when you're just touching yourself to, that's not even a part of the script. What am I reading here? Okay, well, see you guys there. This is awkward. End it. End it now.
In 1997, the lights went on. I'm Jason Horton, and this is Strange Year. In 1997, we lost Princess Diana, but found Harry Potter. But strange sightings from a celebrity made 1997 a strange year. The Phoenix Lights, March 1997. On March 13th, 1997, the southwest of the United States and the Mexican state of Sonora would become the scenes for one of the modern world's most unexplained mysteries. For those of you who know which direction this episode is about to go in, you may not know is how all this ties in with actor Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell played a huge part in a lot of our childhoods for his roles in movies like Big Trouble in Little China, and then more currently, Guardians of the Galaxy and The Hateful Eight. But what was he doing around 8 p.m. on March 13th, 1997? And what did it have to do with one of the world's most widely witnessed UFO sightings, the Phoenix Lights? Around the same time that night, a man in Henderson, Nevada, heard a noise and looked up into the night sky. He described what he heard as the loud sound of something like rushing wind. And what he saw was what he believed to be something the size of a Boeing 747 flying across the sky. He was just one of the many calls that came in that night and described seeing around 5 lights traveling across the sky, all the way from Arizona to Nevada, and then down to the Mexican state of Sonora. At one point, a caller claimed that one of the lights broke off, flying to the edge of a nearby forest before coming back and joining back in its position in the V shape. More on that after this break. Others claimed that the 5 were split into 2 leading balls of light and 3 trailing behind, with one of the 3 trailing lights coming up to join the 2 in front for a brief moment before it went back into its original position. But most callers agreed that whatever was flying over these states was solid. They said they could figure out the general shape and size of the aircraft by the stars behind it. It was a clear night, so callers were able to determine that it was a solid, open-ended triangular shape, with the point determining which direction it was traveling in. And they were able to do this by following the stars that it blacked out as it went across the sky. These lights were dubbed the lights over Phoenix for the sheer number of witnesses and callers that reported seeing them in the area. They were also considered to come in 2 stages, one being the V shape of 5 lights, and the second phase being a few seemingly lone lights that didn't seem to follow any particular shape, like the ones that had come before them. This second phase of lights would be seen on later dates as well, but the military would later come out and identify them as flares released by the Air Force in a drill and helium balloons released by a civilian. But what does any of this have to do with actor Kurt Russell? Around 8 p.m. that night, Kurt Russell was the pilot of a small aircraft that was carrying him and his son Oliver. He was flying his son into Phoenix for him to see his girlfriend at the time when they spotted 5 lights flying in the sky in the shape of a V. His son, Oliver, pointed at the lights and asked his father what they were and if they were all right or if they were in any danger. Russell told him that everything was fine, but he picked up the radio and called it in just to be sure. That means that Kurt Russell was actually the first person to call in the strange UFO sighting that night, something he didn't realize until his wife was watching coverage on the Phoenix Lights years later and he was able to piece it together. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll be back next time with another episode of Strange Year.